All right, hello and welcome to Not Replaced Yet Office Hours, your daily dose of AI, automation, marketing, dev, and whatever else is shaking up the future of work. We are live every day here at 4 p.m. Eastern. My name is Nick Bushkar. I'm here with my brother Jesse. And as this community grows, we want to hear from you. Please drop your questions in the chat and think of us as your personal AI consultants. We are building something big here with Not Replaced Yet, and you can be a part of it. Please like, subscribe, share, and head to notreplacedyet.ai and sign up for our email list. Early adopters get something special. You have to stay tuned to figure out what that is. And Jesse, how you doing?
I'm doing great. It's Friday. I have the
Yeah,
little
it is.
I have the song
Finally.
stuck in my head. What is I forget her name. We used to sing this on the way to
Rebecca
school every day.
Black.
Rebecca
Uh,
Black.
I'm sure that's a
Friday,
generational thing.
Friday.
The millennial, as the elder millennials, we have Rebecca Black Friday in our heads, I'm sure, but the
Probably other
X
songs
and
about
Boomers
Friday.
and Gen Z have different Friday references, probably.
For me, it hit because of my kids' age. When we were driving to school
Uh,
and they were in like first grade and kindergarten, that was a real fun song to sing, and
sure.
everybody got happy. So yeah, no, it's good. It's good. So much news in AI. Just the fire
Seriously.
hose don't stop. So much going on. And I think today we were going to talk about agents, right? Agents like from the Matrix. They're hunting
Ooh,
Neo. They're getting rid of
no,
the,
not those
not
agents.
those, different
Not those
agents.
agents. Yeah, why don't you tell the fine people that are watching? I think I see zero at the moment.
Yeah, all
What
of
an
them.
agent is. What's
Uh,
a good definition of an agent as you see it?
yeah, an agent is a system that acts on your behalf to do something. I think is a good, like, really simple way to to define it. And then I would add in, like, I would add in that like it's through some natural language prompt or trigger or interface, meaning you chat with it,
Hmm.
you talk with it, and you send it off. You basically like send it off to do something, and it does something fairly asynchronously. And we were talking before this, like you could frame a chat as an agent. That's not how the world uses that phrase right now. Like just chatting with ChatGPT, AI people don't think that's an agent, right? Like they don't call that an agent, even though you could frame it as like chat is the AI and the response and the interface and everything is wired up to all this legacy technology.
I
Then
wouldn't, but
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I thought you said you would. That's what you said at the beginning a
No,
little
no, no.
bit ago. You
I
said
think that's not what I was saying.
maybe I misunderstood.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
fair enough. But yeah, people don't use the term agent like that, and I think that agent it kind of has some interactivity with some other source or service, whether that's an API or um,
Let me read you something here
uh-huh.
because I wanted to see kind of what like a standard definition
Yeah,
of it
yeah,
is. And so I just pulled up Wikipedia. Agentic AI is a class of artificial intelligence that focuses on autonomous systems that can make decisions and perform tasks without human intervention. It's kind of a single sentence. That's
yeah.
pretty good, right? It's something I think of it as a multi-step process. Like that's the difference between chat and an agent. A chat is
Mm-hmm.
a one-to-one interaction. I say something, it says something, I say something, it says something. It's not agentic. It's
Mm-hmm.
just a back and forth individual single task. Whereas an agent is I say something and it goes off and it does seven things and then it comes back to me and responds. To me, that's like kind of the fundamental difference between an agent and a not agent in the AI space.
Sure.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's accurate. I think the textbook definition is good to start with. It doesn't really paint the picture for people of what that means for their lives, right? I think
No,
that's
not at all. Yeah,
part of our mission or goal with this is like to put some context towards those things. So yeah, I mean, agents are well. Let's say like 2025 was set up to be the year of the agent. Like it's kind of so that was a Sam Altman tweet at
yeah.
the outset, January like 5th or something, had kind of like agents are already starting to um, redefine. Hold on, I'm going to find this because actually I actually kind of take issue with this
All right.
I
Well, I mean,
disagree.
I'll speak
Yeah.
a little bit briefly while you look for that. I mean, I do think that 2025 is gearing up to be the year of the agent. I mean, you have the drops of the computer use agent. You have startups like Lindy and Convergence creating the sort of like swarm style agents where you ask it to do something and then it autonomously creates sub agents to do things. You have Google this past week launched A2A, which is their agent protocol, which is
Mm,
something. It'll be interesting to see because I don't know exactly how they're going to handle this, but it's whereas Anthropic created MCP for
hmm
an LLM, individual LLM to access other tools. A2A is agents interacting with agents, the
Yeah.
standard protocol way for agents to do that. And so, I mean, I buy it. I think 2025 is the year of agents. And what I was saying before we got on is to me, in the long run, the agent is the thing. It's the real thing. It's the thing that we want, that we care about in our AI usage. And what I mean by that is that I don't just want to have that single interaction. Like I chat to ChatGPT and then it says something and then I say something and then it says something.
hmm
That's like that will be in 10 years time. That's like one little subset, one little feature of what an agent can do for you. But really what we want is we want to tell an agent that we want to perform a task, that we want to have something done for us, and it just
hmm
goes off and it does it flawlessly. And that however many subtasks that means that it has to do, that's what we want. And so like to me, the AI agent is more important than like the AI chatbot. Way more.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. The way I think of it is you have to have one to have the other. Like you can't, or you
Yeah,
can't
sure.
have
Oh, you build
the
on
agent
top. Yeah,
without
of
that. Right.
course.
Exactly. I don't know if it's more important or less important, but I'm pasting this into the YouTube chat. If you're
All right.
somewhere else, you'll hear it. But it's the tweet that Sam sent out
I see
January
it
6th.
here.
Actually, I was really close. We believe that in 2025 we may see the first AI agents join the workforce and materially change the output of companies. And so that was right at the beginning um, of the year. And since then, as you say, there's been a bunch of news on that front. I do take issue with the terminology of change the output of companies. I actually, the output of companies, like what a company makes, what a company sells or something, I don't know. I think it's more accurate to say like change the inner workings of companies because these are um, agents, machine systems that are used to save time to automate things. But like if I'm
Mm.
selling a widget, I don't know if that widget's any different because internally I use agents to do this. Now, you could talk about what the output is, and semantically and whatever.
Did
But
you see what it makes me think of is the Toby Ludke memo that went out? Shopify CEO.
oh no. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Where is it? Here, I have it over here. It is so it was released, it was like leaked. There was an internal memo at Shopify, but then it leaked, but then he came out and was like, I don't know why it's being put out there like it's some bad thing. I believe in this.
Mhm.
And so what they said, AI usage is now a baseline expectation
Mhm.
is the way they start it. And so there some of the quotes I pulled out from it are before asking for more headcount and resources, teams must demonstrate why they cannot get what they want done using AI. And then to this point, it is what would this area look like if autonomous AI agents were already a part of the team?
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that's exactly what you're talking about. That
Yeah.
is, it's reshaping the inner workings, potentially what goes out, what some widget, maybe it changes,
Yeah.
but definitely the inner workings of companies.
Yeah. And fair enough, like the output of software companies become more agentic. Like if you're a software company,
Yeah.
your tool that you sell will become more and more agentic or should. Um, so yeah, I do believe that my prediction, one of my futurist predictions is that everyone will have their core go-to agent, and I think it will be one. I think everyone, because of the interface layer, everyone will have their digital best friend that is with them. And it will be similar to, and I think there'll be analogies easily made to, like, everybody has one of these, right? Everybody has this thing, their digital best friend, that gives them an interface into all these
Yeah.
other things, right? But it will just become more abstracted from a device. You'll talk to that into your phone or into your whatever. And I've got lots of thoughts on screens and things like that, which actually we're going to get into on the next full podcast when it drops next Monday. But I do believe that the agent to agent model is how things will work in the future. My agent will talk to your agent for
Yeah.
coordinating, whether yours, like literally yours, like if I want to send you a message, I want to tell my agent to send you that message most of the time. I want to be able to take the wheel, but like for most things, I'd rather it, route my communication and not overload my cognitive load.
Let
But
me
also with
route.
businesses, also
Sorry,
with
go ahead.
businesses and things, right? Like when you want to know something, your agent will talk to their agent because it can happen seamlessly behind the scenes and just go get that information for you. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's my future.
I'll, to rattle off. So this is from the Google press release of A2A, the agent to agent protocol. So they're launching with contributions from more than 50 partners. So those partners include Atlassian, Box, Cohere, Intuit, LangChain, MongoDB, PayPal, Salesforce, SAP, ServiceNow, UKG, Workday, Capgemini, Deloitte, McKinsey, so on and on and on and on. And so what you're saying there makes a lot of sense. Each one of those partners will spin up agents that are hooked into this A2A protocol that all the agents can talk to each other seamlessly. And just like, I mean, you just referenced the next podcast, and we're going to talk through this more on that as well. That drops Monday. Uh, we are in a moment of new fundamental protocols being created, and it's really awesome. Like, it's super nerdy, but it's really cool. And
Yeah.
like uh, we have been the web as we know it is built on top of these foundational protocols that TCP and IP were created in the 70s. You had HTTP in the 90s. I think SMTP was in the 80s. So like that's your internet, that's your email, that's websites, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the last 50 years has been built up on top of these protocols, and we are right now, in a moment, in real time, watching new protocols be built. And maybe A2A will succeed, maybe it won't. MCP
Right.
seems to have already succeeded, but there will be some agent protocol, right? Like A2A, or it will be A2A,
Yeah.
and these are the foundational things that will build the next 50 years of tech.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. 100% agree. And I am excited. And, what should people do if you're a technical individual? This is, I think as we've talked about it, like we want to continue, like, because Nick and I can talk, just talk and talk and talk. We want to talk towards the goal of the end users who we aim to appeal to. And I think it's like, what should a technical individual do? Like if you're, saying, oh, I'm a coder and coding is going to go away and I'm going to get left behind, like learn these protocols, pay attention as they're authored. Like right now, there's a very small number of MCP experts on the planet, and if it does become this broad protocol, well, you
Yeah,
will have been there since the beginning, and how you provide value, who knows? But knowing that protocol as foundational, being an expert or some level of expertise in that is an opportunity that is just presenting itself to the world right now. So I have two Agente. I was going to share my screen. This one's not as exciting, if that's cool.
yeah, please.
Entire screen. Let's do that one. Did it work? Awesome. So
I
I'm a
see it.
Make.com fan. I use Make.com for automations. We've talked a little bit about that in previous episodes. I also have beef with Make.com as a marketer and an analyst of marketing data. Their connections are really duct taped together, and several are deprecated, and they're just sitting on them and not fixing them. And it's really annoying, and I give them hell in the forums, hopefully towards positive end. But that's neither here nor there, because they just released, I'm still, regardless of that headache, I'm still a big fan of Make.com, and they just released their agentic creation system. So they have this new over here AI agents tab, and you can create your first make agent. Now I've actually created one. It's over here. I call it a test agent. So I don't know why it still says create your first make agent, but basically it takes their um, their large library of flexible application integrations, and it makes them. And I don't know if they're spinning up like kind of custom scalable MCP stuff or if they've done their own work. It's probably why their support people haven't worked on my support tickets, because they've all been building this whiz bang feature. But I had hoped to come into today with an example, and I don't have one because this is brand new, like brand new. I can't even really understand, like, do I need to connect this to an LLM separately? Like, I've watched these little tutorials, and so anyway, I learned by doing. I just kind of got to stumble through it, and so hopefully next week I'll be able to walk you through how
My first
I'm using
question,
it.
did you watch the 3 videos they have right there?
I did. That's right. Yeah. So
Oh,
I
okay.
watched
All
all
right.
3 of those videos, and so I get it to a degree, but I won't really get it until I put it together, until I put these puzzle pieces
Yeah.
together. And I'm like, oh shit, I missed a step or forgot something, or wow. But so in lieu of that, we talked about GenSpark Super Agent last week a little bit, I think,
Oh,
or maybe
yeah.
it was the first. I went ahead and signed up for a plan,
Nice.
and I want to try this out live on air just for fun. So
All right.
we're going to let this agent call this restaurant, Kobe Hibachi Grill, and we're going to find out it's somewhere in Savannah here, nearby, and we're going to find out. I don't even know if it'll. I did the test call, and it called me, and I spoke with the agent, but it's not going to use my phone. I was going to hold the phone up, but it's not going to do that again like my test call did it. So let's
No.
just find out. Let's just see what happens. Okay. Task
All right.
submitted and running. It will continue even if you close the page. A detailed report will be sent to your inbox. Okay. All right. Well, so we don't get to listen in, which I guess maybe makes sense. Like, that would be a privacy thing.
Maybe.
Um,
Huh.
and I'm not sure. And so I'm not going to share my inbox because
No, don't share your inbox, but pull in a tab when you're done.
yeah, I'm definitely going to see.
I see your desktop. Nope. Now I
Yeah.
see your.
Yeah.
Now I see GenSpark.
So it's my
I
other
mean,
screen.
how'd you find GenSpark just in general? Was there was it,
I've only
user
done
friendly
this. I've
or
only set
okay.
this up. So there's this call for me. I created the account. The call for me was here. It's GenSpark Super Agent, which I guess so I'm not actually using Super Agent in this example. Deep research. I've used the deep
Oh
research
yeah.
tool. I understand it's agentic. It's like the minimum agentic product, because all it does is like go and search for things asynchronously and then deliver you back the LLM output of that search. And I just
Right.
I'm not a fan, because my work, I don't need you to give me 20 pages of research. I would have learned more with less time, or more and less information if I would have done it. Agentic fact check is interesting, but it seems kind of like deep research, and I don't really understand data tables. So call for me was the one that I was like, this one I can just test. I can just do it. I
Yeah,
know.
sure. Any
Um,
email?
yeah, email here. Let's see. Um, I'm just gonna read it to you. Oh, view report. Oh, interesting. Okay, the email says, we'd like to update you on your autopilot agent task. Find Kobe Hibachi Grill and Sushi closing time. The task has now been processed. Here's a summary. The call was successful in obtaining information about the restaurant's closing time. During the conversation, the Kobe Hibachi Grill and Sushi, I connected with a human representative who was able to respond to my inquiry about the restaurant's operating hours. Unfortunately, they did not provide a direct answer to the closing time before the call concluded. If you need more specific details about the closing time, please consider calling again. And then I can view
Is
report card.
there a recording?
I'm looking. Let's see, this should be
I
what
wonder
it
if it's in
is.
the UI in the website.
Yeah. When we look at this phone call task, it seems straightforward and appropriate. Since it's a call to a restaurant, it's definitely a business contact. So this is their like chain of thought. So okay. So the call. Can I play it? Kobe, bye. it was too long. Look, it was 7 seconds before it responded. That was my complaint on the
Interesting.
that had to be the thing, right? Like
Yeah.
call ended
So
by Kobe
someone
Bryant.
answered, someone said hello, and then there was silence, and it. Oh, there you go.
Oh, here, yeah, let's. I don't know if I can. Hold on.
See it. Just press play. See if it'll work.
I mean, I didn't share. No, that's exactly it. Hold on. Could you hear that?
Say it. Do it again.
Hold on. I gotta share my audio. I'm not actually sharing my audio. Share screen. Share audio. Entire screen. This one. Share. Thanks. All right.
No, I can't hear that.
Did you hear that part?
No.
Oh,
I
you
couldn't
can't
hear
hear
it.
any of it? Oh,
No.
weird. I said it was sharing, and so anyway.
That's okay.
Well,
Don't worry about it. That's fine.
it's Kobe, may I help you? And the gentleman has an accent. It's
Yeah.
but
And then
and then he hangs up within with a reasonable amount of silence, and an amount of time you and I would hang up. Right? It sounded
yeah.
3 times worse than the call center AI or the call center stuff where it's spam and it has that little
Interesting.
blip. It was way longer than that. So
That makes me think of the sort of real-time interactions with voice for OpenAI, because that's its value, is that it's so quick in recognizing when a speaker is done speaking.
Yeah,
and
to be fair too, this is not their latest product. So
yeah, sure.
the Super Agent is their latest product, and so this might be already kind of surpassed. But I love that it can go out and get information if it works. Because how many times is the information wrong on even the website? Even if you look up a business's website, the closing time might not have been updated, and so being able to have it go interact and or book me a dentist appointment or something, that would be nice. That would be real nice.
Whenever I think about these things, I try to see them in the framework of where it will be in 6 to 12 months, not where it is.
Totally.
And so when I think of that, I see all of both you and I obviously see all of the bugs, all of the sort of user experience features that could be improved upon.
Yeah.
And that's where it's going. That's where the ball's going. And so I'm just, if it's not there today, fine. It's gonna be there.
Totally.
Obviously, it's going to be there. And then you can imagine the sort of loop through. So it goes out, it calls the restaurant, it actually gets a response. This time it's quick enough, and the person says, "Oh, we close tonight at 10 p.m. Mm-hmm. Great, thanks. Bye." And then it closes. And then it has a recording. It has a text transcript of the recording. And then you can have the AI reread and re-listen to that recording and the transcript from it to say, okay, this is what happened. And then, as you saw, it output the thinking that it was doing, right? This is a totally reasonable request. It's a call to a restaurant, that kind of thing. And it can reason beforehand and then analyze and then reason after the fact. And then you have this really high level of confidence that it's actually done the thing that it says it's done.
Yeah, and it's
going
to be amazing. It's virtually the same as you calling, you know what I mean? Like it's at a confidence interval. It's just about it, and and you can have it ask more things too. Like it's like, okay, do you if you close early, do you
have any specials? Do you have any
right
whatever? Yeah.
Do you take reservations? If so, make it for me.
Right. Yeah. And that's a real basic example. I think we should come to a close here. I do want to say one final thing on that, and that I do believe in the near-ish future, where both you and I are going to kind of do a deeper dive in the world of agents, because we want to be able to give better examples and better insight into how people can actually use these and implement them today. Yeah. And so this is just an intro, but at that point, I think we're going to close it out here. Thank you so much. And to say it once again, we are building something here with Not Replaced Yet, and all of you fine people, you can be a part of it. Please like, subscribe, share, and head to notreplacedyet.ai and sign up for our email list. Early adopters will get something special, and you have to stay tuned for that. And we will talk to you next week.
Do it. Do it. That was Ben Stiller from Dodgeball. White Goodman was his name.